This morning on Today's Health, lung cancer. Last summer, I took on Tiger Woods' challenge to play on the U.S. Open golf course at Torrey Pines in San Diego. And during the challenge, I got to play with a great guy, John Atkinson from Omaha, Nebraska, who'd been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Now, November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month, and I could think of no better person to tell the story of this terrible disease than my friend John. It's responsible for 1 in 3 cancer deaths in America. It kills more people than breast, prostate, colon, liver, kidney, and melanoma cancers combined. And John Atkinson, husband and father of 3 young children, stares it down every day.
I'm in the final stage of America's deadliest cancer.
It's lung cancer, and John has never smoked a day in his life.
It seems to be that we are seeing more patients with lung cancers that are not related to smoking. I'm seeing younger and younger patients, as young as 27-year-olds, 30-year-olds.
In fact, over 60% of new cases are found in non-smokers or former smokers, many of whom quit decades ago. And doctors are still struggling to find out why.
I think that it's going to be a combination of things. Unfortunately, we don't have the research dollars yet to put into the funding to figure out all the answers to these questions.
We're not willing to fight the fight that we're willing to fight for other cancers because of a stigma that is not true. I don't smoke, I got lung cancer.
In the last 30 years, the 5-year survival rate for breast cancer has increased to 87%, prostate 99%, but lung cancer hovers at 15%, meaning 4 out of 5 people will die within 5 years of being diagnosed. But even with those grim statistics, John still looks for the silver lining.
I tell myself all the time, there's never been a randomized study of 1,000 John Atkinsons. So until I see that study, I continue to believe and hope.
So for today, John celebrates a milestone, his 40th birthday. Attending a Nebraska Cornhuskers football game with his family.
It's going to be a great game. There's going to be 80,000 people there. It's going to be cheering. And at one point, I want people to realize that every single person in this stadium, in another stadium just like it, are going to die in 1 year just from lung cancer. It's 160,000 people that are going to die. John
has gone through 2 clinical trials that both failed and is now in the process of chemotherapy. But in his mind, it's not about him. It's more about those he loves.
1, 2, 3.
I love my wife. I've always loved my wife. But from when I got sick, really sick, to today, I mean, what she's had to endure to help with the kids, to get the house ready, to do everything. It takes it out of me.
And it's for her and his children that he keeps up the fight.
I'm always believing that the medicine I'm on is going to cure cancer, but you know, it may not. But if I can get a year out of this medicine, and then 4 months out of the next one, and then 6 months out of the next one, you know, we're in the golden age of medicine, and so much is being developed so fast. Hopefully, buying those months will allow me to live longer with hope.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman is NBC's chief medical editor. Nancy, good morning.
Hi, Matt.
I am so impressed and inspired by John and his family, and yet I keep going through my mind and hearing he never smoked. It doesn't make sense.
Well, there's a lot of information about lung cancer that doesn't make sense, and John's case is very sobering. You know, we know that cigarette smoke predisposes most people to lung cancer, but every time you and I walk out of a public building and someone's smoking, we walk through secondhand smoke. Radon, which is a natural gas that's released from the earth in some houses, it's higher concentrations. That can be an issue. Asbestos, of course, we know. Those things together are those are all risk factors that people should know about. And probably, to some extent, trump genetics.
Yeah, oftentimes, you know, in John's case, for example, this wasn't diagnosed until it had progressed a fairly great
Right.
deal. Why is that happening more and more? In particular with non-smokers, is it because doctors don't think of lung cancer as a possibility?
You know, even beyond that, it's because the symptoms can be just so weird and commonplace. And your lungs are just big sponges and taking up room in your chest. So depending on where that tumor starts growing, it can grow for a long time before you have any symptom. A little tickle, a funny little cough. In John's case, arm pain.
Right.
You know, the average doctor is not going to think, oh my gosh, you have arm pain, you must have lung cancer. So that just means that the diagnosis is made so much later.
The survival rates, again, for lung cancer, 15%. So is the main thing standing between that number and a higher number money?
I think so. Breast cancer gets 22 times more funding than lung cancer. And John hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of stigma with lung cancer. You get lung cancer and people go, well, you smoked in college, what'd you think?
Right, not necessarily
But the reality
true.
is, we know that's not true. So we have to really realign where our research dollars are going. And some cancers have done a really good job changing the political and social landscape. There is one place, though, I think people should really turn. There's an extraordinary organization called the Lung Cancer Alliance. I looked at their information. There was stuff I learned that I didn't know about. So if you're not sure about radon in your house, go get a simple little kit. This is a radon kit, $15 to $20 at your local pharmacy or drugstore. And turn to Places for Hope. On our website, we also have a link to the Alliance.
We're going to make sure that the proper information
All the information
is
is on
that
our website today.
Nancy, thanks very much.
You're
And our
welcome,
thanks
Matt.
to John and his family for helping us tell that story. Up next, Soup's On. Mark Bittman joins us with some great recipes for the cold weather. But first, this is Today